Okay. So, does anybody want to know why I'm so excited? Let me tell you why I'm so excited. Because we are coming up on two of the biggest months historically that we have in Zingular, especially November. November is always the biggest month. So all of these months that you've been like, oh, like the little engine who could, you just keep going, you just keep going. We had a little, a little boost at the end of last month. But you guys know the whole first 29 days, that was a little scary. It wasn't going as good as we'd hoped. But then that 30th, we got a little boost back up the mountain, got that little motivation. And then September, what happened was all those people that were on the fence, they all ordered the 30th. And this month, we just like chugging again. We like pushing. We're not stopping. We keep going. But then October and November are going to be here. And y'all cannot stop. That is the thing. We cannot stop. We've still got 10 days left in this month, and we can turn it around. I mean, obviously we can turn it around in one day, and y'all think it's because we had a promo, but that's not. I've told y'all this before. That's not the reason that day was so successful. That day was so successful because of every single one of you messaging people like crazy, calling people, posting on your Facebook, going live, getting excited. That's what it takes right there, is getting excited, getting pumped up, getting everybody, they want to be around you when you're like that. That's what the exciting thing is. So I had somebody message me, and I was hoping she would get on here, but she's not on here. But she said she just started. And she's cute as a button, but she said, is it normal to be discouraged if I'm putting people in chats and I'm doing this every day? She's been doing it for 3 weeks. And y'all, 3 weeks is, you think back when you first started, 3 weeks is a long time to do something every day and not see anything come of it, And that's what she asked me. She says, is it normal to get discouraged? Hello, how many of you have been discouraged at one point or another in this business? I don't care if you've only been here for 2 days, you have been discouraged at one point or another, because you have something so amazing and you want everybody to feel how you feel, and you just can't convince them of it. All you want to do is you want to slap them upside the head with a bottle of Global Blend and say, hello, do you not see? Because they don't. And that's what gets discouraging, because you've got something they need, and it's just trying to get through to them, and it just takes time. And that's the thing that I was trying to tell her. Yeah, you get discouraged, but you know what? You don't quit. Because if you quit, that's what's going to be discouraging a year from now, seeing all those people that started the same time as you succeeding and being where you wanted to be a year ago. At their low times, that's higher than what your goal was a year ago, and that's what will be discouraging. So that's what I want to instill in every single one of you. And most of you have been here long enough that they ain't no chance of it. But just to reiterate it, we're not quitting. We are not quitters. We are not the quitting team. We are holding on and going to stick together as a team, motivate, and I don't know if you know the story of Moses in the Bible, but he had his brother Aaron and his sister Miriam, and when he got so weak and so weary, they would stand up and hold his arms up on the side to keep him up. And that's what we are to each other. Our team is a team of Moseses who has their Aarons and Miriams on both sides holding them up when they just don't think they can go anymore. And that's what I love about this team, is we're so, it doesn't matter. Like sister lines and brother lines, everybody is just a big family. And I love that about you guys. Stacy, is Stacy on here? I can't, yeah, there she is. Stacy her and I were talking, and I wanted her to pop on here because she had, we're going to talk about our fall training, and we're going to talk about the city meeting. And Luann is a little excited about that promo, but we don't want to tell anybody yet. So we're going to talk about that in a minute. But Stacy, why don't you pop on? You're muted.
Hello.
Hey, go ahead and talk about what we were talking about earlier.
Well, first of all, I want to apologize for getting out of hand because that post that you posted about your girl asking, has anybody ever gotten discouraged?
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
Honey, I was loving being preached to, and I got to preaching, and I just got all out of hand. I was like controlling that whole. I'm like, gosh, people are going to think this girl is like living on Facebook right now in this.
No. That's what we need. We need people, because everybody's been through it. Every single person has been through it. I know every single person on this page right now has been through it.
Oh, yeah.
And right now, this is a month to talk about it, because this is a month where, it's discouraging when you come off a high like we had, and then it's just like auto ships are canceling every day. People are sending kits back, and it's just, yeah, go ahead.
Right. So, well, I mean, I've been in it 1 year, and so I got in this time last year, obviously, and then October and November, and me being new and just getting those kind of results and my excitement, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it really was. It was like an avalanche. I mean, and it was just so awesome and so wonderful. So whoever is getting started right about this time of the year, or if you've been 6 months in or whatever, Melissa is not lying. October and November is going to get really good, and you're really going to see the vision. So don't anybody get discouraged, because people will be coming out of the woodwork, because that is just the time of year that they are ready for a change. They gain weight over the summer, and all of a sudden it's going to be, holiday parties and Thanksgiving and Christmas, and they're going to want to look. So, what else did we talk about, Melissa? You wanted me to say?
Well, that was the biggest thing is, that exactly that we need to encourage our teams, because
yes,
right about now is when people, that 3 out of 4 that quit that we talked about, these are the months that they say, screw it. And I've had people on my front line that say, you know what, it's not worth the money. It's not worth them. Well, I'm going to tell you, and this is what me and Debbie and Rhonda talked about tonight. I can promise you that what I make, it's worth the money, what I do. Exactly. Now, 3 years ago, I worked as hard as I do now, and I wasn't getting that money, but you got to pay your dues, You've got to put in the time. You've got to put in the sacrifice. I can tell you right now that that Luann now thinks that all that time that is worth the money. I mean, she's going on, did we get 2 trips? She's getting $500 when we go to St. Louis. She's going to Park City in 2 months. I mean, I know Luann thinks that her time that she's put in there now is worth it. And go ahead, Stace.
Oh, I was just saying, absolutely. I didn't even realize I was still not muted.
I'm going to put somebody on the spot, because you talk about somebody who's been through it. Christina, she's on here.
I knew you were going to call on me. I'm in my pajamas.
It doesnn't matter. We don't care. For those of you who don't know, I think most of you on here know her. She is adopted by me, and her and I went to Sundance together in February of 2016. And I want you to talk about your journey and, how you've stuck it out, and how you've seen why you have stuck it out. Because I know you've been frustrated. I know your frustration, which is why you have become adopted by me.
Well, thank you so much, Melissa. I'm so excited to be adopted by you. But yeah, my journey, when I first got started, I kind of, went pretty fast. I didn't even know what I was doing. I was just sharing with everybody that I talked to, because I felt so good and I lost so much weight, and I just did it. I hit Gold Manager within 3 months, which was really amazing. And it took me about a year to hit Director. And then I hit Gold Director I hit 2 years ago in August, and I have not been back there since. So it was very frustrating. The only thing I can keep telling all of you is, well, you have an amazing upline, which is Melissa. So just, pour your heart out to her. She'll keep helping you and keep going. The only thing I didn't do was quit. I just know that everyone has a purpose, and my purpose is to, I think, learn and grow and keep going and keep moving, and eventually you'll get there. If you stop, you'll never get there. And the thought of quitting to me is just so heart-wrenching that there's no way that I could ever, ever, ever quit. And on those downtimes, the biggest thing that you can do is do self-development to grow, because in those up times, that growth that you do during the self-development is going to carry you up even further. So if I can say do that, that's what I would do. And I didn't do that before. So I've been working harder on myself than my business. And it's really, really starting to come around. So just don't give up. It's worth it.
Okay, I want to ask you a question. When you are discouraged and when you're in your downtime, how do you keep your team motivated?
I fake it till you make it.
I was hoping you would say that. Gosh, I have taught you well. Rest but never quit. I see it's a sign. But yeah, fake it till you make it. That's exactly it.
Yep. When they're discouraged and I'm feeling that way, I do what motivates me, and it actually makes me feel good when I'm motivating them. So yeah, I just fake it. I don't let them know that I am like discouraged or it's a downtime. Like today, for instance, they're talking about how it's a slow month, and then I just put together a few things that I've been doing to help me, and I sent it out to them, and they're like, oh, thank you so much. I needed this. So I don't let them know like, oh, good Lord, my numbers are so low. You just keep plugging away. So
that's it. And, you never, one thing I try, and I think most of y'all know this about me, I am like over the top. I mean, I don't want anybody to see me on my downtimes. And when I get discouraged, and yeah, I do. I mean, I know that's probably going to shock most of you, but there are times I call someone on another line. I call Christina, or I'll call Christine Pachelik, or I'll call Adele. I'll call somebody who has been there to get me through and get me remotivated. So then in turn, I can turn around and do the same thing to y'all. So that's what I would, that's it. Don't ever let your team know that you're discouraged, because the speed of the leader is the speed of the team. The mood of the leader is the mood of the team. If you are, making excuses, your team's going to make excuses. That's just reality. That's just how it is. And that's what I would say. Just encourage them and motivate them. And in turn, just like Christina said, it will do the same for you. And, even when the times are slow, you don't take a day off. You've got to keep going, because it's in the down times when you can plant, and that's when the harvest comes. Because if you take a month off, if you say, oh, this is a slow month, I'm not going to do anything. You know what? 3 months from now, when everybody's blowing up, you're not going to be, because what you do now, you're going to see that in 3 to 4 months. You're not just going to see it. What you do this month, you don't see it this month. What you do this month is what you see in the future. What you do next month is what you see the month after that. You've got to continually plant those seeds and show people, what this is going to be, and just keep telling them. And I know y'all, I've told y'all this too, but most people stop following up after the second to third time. Most people don't buy till the seventh to 12th time. So you're missing it. If you are not doing follow-ups, you're missing it. And that is one thing that I don't care how busy I am. I don't care what else going on. I don't care how many conversations that I have to have. I am going to follow up with the people that I have been talking to in chats. All the way back to 2015. I never take them off my list, even if they say no, because just because they say no does not mean no. It just means not right now. That's just what I've had 2 people that I've quit talking to in 3.5 years, and both of them cussed me out and told me, what part of no don't you understand? Bleep, bleep, bleep. And I said, see ya. I said, I understand good. I said, but I'll come back in a couple of years, see if you're ready. So it's just, you got to just stand the test of time and dig in, put your spurs in the ground. And, it's just like the Weebles, you weeble wobble, but you get right back up. You don't ever fall down. Why Scott? Let me tell you something about Scott. I'm going to unmute him. I want to tell y'all something about him because he impresses me every time I talk to him. He has done, this is Scott Lowry. He has been in a lot of meetings with people, and he has done a lot of research on, with network marketing leaders and how to, just go ahead, Scott. What have you got? I know you got there. You're about itching to say something. I can see it.
This is kind of cool. But this right here, I just went to a Facebook thing that Facebook actually put on up in Dalton the other day. And they said that if you go live on your page, doesn't matter what it is, they're going to put that above everything else because they want to own the live, like live stuff or whatever you call it. They want to be the head business when it comes to live feed, because everything by 2020, most of the communication is going to be some sort of video, live, that sort of thing. But I have a poem that because I've been in business for a long time doing different things, but I have pretty sucky days sometimes. It doesn't matter what it is, but I have a poem that I remember. It says, "Rest if you must, but don't you quit." And there's been many a time that I say that to myself when I want to quit. Mm-hmm. And you just don't quit. You just keep up. You keep going. You keep going. A tree doesn't grow overnight. So it starts out as a little seed, and it grows and it grows and it grows. And that's what you have to keep in mind. Today, I downloaded a book for free on Amazon. It was Rob Sperry. It was a book that he wrote, and it's really good. I haven't listened to the whole thing, but it talks about networking, not necessarily about the business, but how to communicate with people, not to just go up and sling them your card and say, "Hey, join my business," but how to build a relationship with them. And that's what this business is about. And there's plenty of people. Eric Worre, Rob Sperry. He is a good guy to listen to because he has really made some money in the network marketing business.
He was on the cruise with us.
Oh man,
he was on our 50K cruise and had dinner with us.
There's a lot of people I'd like to meet, and he's one of them.
He's awesome. Ray Higdon is another good one that I like to listen to.
I tell the kids.
Hey, Rob Sperry was in. He went to Sundance for the dang leadership summit.
He's from
people.
He's from Salt Lake City, in that area, I think he said. But I listen to that stuff all the time. I tell the kids in my Sunday school class that the potential for you is unbelievable. You can learn anything you need to on YouTube. Okay, that's
really.
If I want to know how to do something, if I want to know how to, I was just watching something about Messenger, and it to tell you how to do it, and it's on there. People have videos on it, so but the potential is unbelievable in this type of business. So just get out there and get it.
That's it. Thank you.
My wife is perfectly telling me to be quiet.
Jenny. I know he will talk. He will talk. Oh.
Yes, he will.
That's good though. But and one of the things about the fall training that we are actually going to, one of the trainings is about Facebook Live and how much it increases your vision and increases your market. And we have an expert on Facebook Live on our team, and she has done like all kinds of classes, and she has really done a lot of research, and she's going to give that to us, Sunday. I want to talk to you. If you have not made plans to be there Sunday, you do not want to miss this. We're gonna have the training on Facebook Live. We have got our head of compliance at Zingular is going to be going doing a training on compliance and how to just, we're going to be able to skate right through if and when, because I truly believe that the FDA, once we become a household name, the FDA is going to hit us just like they do every other company that is trying, that heals people by using holistic means, because they don't make any money off of Zingular. So, and that's one of the things you can't say in compliance. You're not compliant when you say it, but we've all experienced it, and but she is going to tell us our do's and don'ts so that we are not affected when the FDA comes down on us, because that's going to happen as a whole. And then we've got, again, we're going to talk about, Stacy's going to talk about where to find your gold mine and how to, it's right under your nose and you don't even see it. You're missing it right under your nose. We're going to talk about, let me see. What are the other things? We're going to talk about our city meeting. That's going to be a big one on October the 4th, and why it's important, how to maximize the potential of it, and how to make it work for you. Y'all, I'm telling you, it's 3 hours that is packed full of stuff that is going to do nothing but help you grow. It is going to help you soar, and that's what it's designed for. All of the things that you guys have been sending, and writing down, a lot of you, we're going to cover as much of it as possible in some fashion or form. And you know what? The things that we don't get to this time, we're going to get to eventually, I promise. And we're gonna figure it out together. We're gonna go to the top together, and we're not going to just take our time. Success loves speed. And that's one of the things that I talked about on Future Executives last night. And actually, Eric War was one of the people that I listened to, that I got that training from, a lot of the points. But I took what he said and made it applicable to our Zingular business. But it doesn't matter. Success loves speed. And there's another thing I said, we've got this window of opportunity, and we have got to go. We cannot slow down for a second, because once this, and it's going to be over the next 5 years, once this is out there and once this becomes a household name and everybody is going to get it, then, it's that little window. This is the time where we need to brand ourselves, and we need to put ourselves out there, and we need to be the Zingular person. So when everybody's looking for it, they already know to call you, because everybody's going to want it and somebody's going to tell them about it. So anybody got anything? I love these. I love the ones that are interactive.
I want to say something.
Yeah, Kelly.
For you guys that are trying to find, somebody to follow, or, somebody like Eric War or Rob Sperry or whatnot, find somebody that really resonates with you, because that's when you're going to get into it and you're going to learn. I just recently found somebody that I really have connected with, and my level of learning right now on certain things behind the scene, my mind's just blown right now. I'm like a sponge, and you know what? It makes you feel better. It gives you something to do. It helps you grow on the inside. It creates more confidence, and therefore that's going to resonate out when you start talking to people, even in chats and stuff, the way you say things and everything. So, reach out and look and try to find somebody that you can really, feel like you can connect with, and hang on to them, and, learn from them. But that's
really good advice. And you have to, if you're not pouring into yourself, you're not going to have anything to pour into your team. You've got to pour into yourself. You've got to set, I do it every day. I mean, whether it's, watching Room at the Top, which I do every day, 9 at 9, Jennifer McKinney's 9 at 9. I listen to that every single day. I read my Bible every single day. I have to spend my time with Jesus every single day. That keeps me going. That's what I need every day. I listen to Rob Sperry. I love him. I listen to Ray Higdon. I don't know if y'all know him. I love him. And if you look, you can find seminars by these people. You know, you can find, just like he said, on YouTube. You know, Amazon. There's all kinds of network marketing books that are free all the time on iBooks. Is what I use. I don't know. I think it's Kindle or something like that for whatever you have. You can find free stuff all the time. You just have to look for it. And you know, if you're not doing that, how can you continually to grow, you know, on the inside of you to help your team grow? You have got to pour into yourself. And Debbie's got her hand up.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank you and Rhonda so much for coming out tonight, especially Rhonda. You know, she drove over an hour talking about discouraged. I was a little discouraged, but you know, stuff like that happens, and I just really appreciate you and Rhonda being there and supporting me, and our little talk has helped a lot, and you're very uplifting, Melissa.
Oh, I love you. You know, it's not about, it's about making the effort. I think that goes a long way, just the fact that you're making an effort and you know where you're going, you know that you're going to get there. It doesn't matter how long it takes. And that's one of the things that I was talking to Debbie about tonight is, you know, it's that people think that, you know, 4 or 5 years to become independently wealthy is such a long time, but they're willing to spend 40 years at a dead-end job where they're going to go nowhere. They're going to be still making maybe what, 20% more in 40 years than they were, you know, when they started. I mean, with what you get 1% raise each year, you know, it's ridiculous. There is no way, and that's one thing I told Debbie, there is no way with my job that I had now, and I had no top to my commissions. I was a regional sales manager. I had no cap on my commission, but I did not even come close to making what I do now. And I don't care how good if the industry had turned, and I don't care how good it was. When I am an ambassador, there is no amount of time that I could have put into my old job to make the money that this company can pay me. There's no way. And I honestly believe that I can be an ambassador in the next 3 years. Why not? Why not? You know? And so what? I spent 6 years to make over $1 million a year? Okay. You know what? I was going to have to work at that other job till I was 65 to make my measly Social Security that the government was going to give me. And then, you know, my 401k that the stock market would probably dump out before I get to there, you know? And I am going to be independently wealthy. I am going to be financially free. And all of you are going with me, every single one of you. If you stick it out, you're going to be there too. And you know what? You just keep going. You keep pushing and you keep going because, okay, if it takes you 5 years, okay. 5 years. That is not a long time in the big scheme of things. If you think about how many years you've already put into the crap that you're doing now, that's not getting you, you know, that you thought was going to be, you know, that's what you have to do to make a living. It's not what you have to do. You have a choice every single day. And yeah, did I have to work this, bust my butt and not sleep for 2 years before I quit my job? Yes, I did. I worked 20 hours a day, at least for at least over a year. And was it worth it? Hands down, absolutely, without question. I'd do it 100 times over. If I had to work 24 hours to get to where I'm at right now, I would do it. So just hang on, people, hang on. Dig in, don't stop, do it every day, and just see what's going to come of it. You know, 5 years is going to pass anyways. You may as well be rich at the end of 5 years instead of just letting it pass and not doing anything and quitting. So encourage your teams. Talk to your teams. Encourage your teams. Tell them they can do it. Show them the vision. Get them on vision calls. Get them on calls with each other. This team is the most motivating team I have ever come across in my life. I mean, I see other teams. I can talk to Christina right now. I mean, she can tell you this team, there's something special about this team. And get them on calls with each other. Call each other and say, I just want you to talk to this person. I just want you to talk to this person. and show them the vision of what this can be. Let them see what it is. Anybody else got anything? Y'all know I'm going to get started. I'm going to start preaching again. I'm going to have to stop.
Preach! I'm loving it.
Preach!
I love it. That's awesome.
Luann, you got anything?
Melissa,
Yeah, good.
You're unmuted.
He's saying. No, just stick with it. I've stuck with it for almost 3 years and it's paying off now. So
Sure is.
just keep getting it and keep following up.
Callie?
I want to ask you something after this meeting. So, just so you know.
The answer is yes.
It is?
The answer is yes.
Do you know what I'm going to ask?
Yes. And the answer is yes. And I'll tell you the time.
Oh, that question. No, this is another question.
Okay. All right.
All
I
right.
love all of y'all.
Love you too.
Okay. Y'all have a great night. Get out there. 10 days. Woo, woo, woo. I'll see you Sunday. Make plans to be there Sunday.